Good evening, everybody. This video today is about the Bantu words that are in the New Testament or the Aramaic, because Bantu is Aramaic. In the olden days, we used to call it Aramaic, so use those two words interchangeably. So these are Bantu words that you find in the New Testament. So in this video, I'm explaining each and every one of them, what they mean and what they were supposed to mean and where they're mistranslated. I'm fixing them and showing you what the right, correct translation it was supposed to be. Okay, so here I've identified 7 of them, okay, within the lines in scripture in the Bible. So you'll quickly see them where they are found them at, so you can open your Bible and find them too. So here is 7 of them. Now here's something that I'm gonna go into detail in each and every one of them, so you don't have to pause the video right now. So I'm just showing you the list is 7. Okay, so I'm gonna go into detail later. And there they are. Okay, I've circled them nicely in red so you can actually quickly see them. These are the words that are in Bantu. Okay, some people still call it Aramaic, but anyway, I'll tell you towards the end of this video where's this Aramaic word come from. Okay, why all of a sudden Bantu are called Aramaic. Okay, I'll explain towards the end of this video, so you stay with me. So I'll first go through the 7 and then I'll explain at the end of the video the Aramaic origin. Okay, now here's something that I want to point out to you before I even go into the 7. Now the first 4, every time you see the word which is being, or that is to say, or that is, or which is to say, every time you see that, anything that comes after that is a mistranslation, guaranteed all the time. Okay, so whoever is translating the Bible, they don't really understand, or they're trying to be deceptive. So there's a bunch of words on the left, like Talitha, cumi, or Ephphatha, or there's a bunch of words on, but then every time they have that thing that says which is being, or they're trying to be translating, then you must know exactly that's false, that's going to follow that. So chances are, just ignore whenever they say which is being or that is to, they're trying to translate it themselves. Why do they even feel like just trying to justify that this is to, this is this, which means no. People got dictionaries, they will look it up what it means, but they always had to put that in there so that they can mistranslate it, deceive us. Okay, so that's what I wanted to point out to you, because the other part of the 7 that I just showed you, they didn't have that which is to be, and those are not mistranslation as a result. Okay, so now these ones I wanted to point out to you that you will see a mistranslation, and I'm going to show you what the correct translation is, and I'm going to explain the other ones as well. Okay, so let's get into the 7. Then let's start it with the first one. Okay, there you can see, there you can read it for yourself. Let me make it bigger so I can read it with you. Okay, pause this so you don't move on. Okay, and he took the damsel by hand. So that first one, I don't like reading text today. That first one is when Sinis was healing that little girl. Tabata Kum, he was, actually she was sick to death. So Sinis is raising her back to life. Okay, so she's telling her Tabata Kum, okay, which means take life from me, right? That's what he was saying to her. So Tabata Kum. Now this is saying take life to Tabata. It was the original text said Tabata Kum. Kum means from me. Okay, as you can see, the Google Translate even has it. Okay, Tabata Kum takes life from me. So that little girl was dead, raised up back to life. Okay, Tabata Kum. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Next one, Eli Eli lama sabatani. All right, I don't know if I need to read the text to you, because the 9th hour Msindisi, that's Matthew now. We're number 2. All right, so Msindisi 9th hour cried, Eli lama saba, Eli. He's tired. That's why he repeats that Eli 2 times. Eli, Eli, lama sabatani. Okay, that's when those are the words. One of the final words that he said on the cross before he gave up the ghost, or gave up his spirit. Okay, some people say before he died. Right. So those are very powerful Bantu words. Okay, I've covered them many times in my other videos, so you can actually see that this meant this is for Sabbath keepers. That's all he was saying over there. Okay, so not which is to say, because they will always have that. My God, that is to say that the minute you say that is to say, you see all of that text they're trying to be justifying their interpretation. No, ignore whatever interpretation they're bringing in there. Those words mean Eli lama sabatani. This is for Sabbath keepers, as you can see over there too. Okay, and my other videos are covering this extensively, right? Okay, let's move on to number 3. I'm trying to keep my videos short and straight to the point. You can pause it to ask questions if you're confused about something, okay, or if I'm speaking too fast. But I'm trying to, I'm trying to cover as much as possible. Okay, let's go to the third one. The third one is Ephphatha. Okay, there we go. Now look up in heaven. So number 3 now. He said unto him, Ephphatha. Then they're gonna say that is to be open. No. Ignore whatever they're gonna say. That is or meaning. Just so. Let me read it again so you can understand what this was phrased as. And looking up in heaven, he signed and saith to him, Ephphatha. So he's not saying Ephphatha. Ephphatha is the action. Let me show it to you. Let me show you to what's going on in here. Where's this part? There you go. So to papata is to when a blind person is trying to touch somebody, they to feel around, to touch around somebody's face or touch around something. So it's to papata in Bantu, okay? But now, Google Translate is saying treat each other. Now it's not really treat each other. Just put it over there so you can see if ever you wanna. But papata is to to feel around, like typically a blind person feeling around. Even so, like, yeah, typically a blind person, papata, the blind man papata, he's way home. I'm putting an example there so you can understand what papata means. So Msindisi was touching around his face, this man's face. So this man was deaf and dumb. So he couldn't hear, he couldn't speak. He had a speech impediment. So Msindisi was trying to heal him. Okay, so he says, and looking up in heaven, so that's Msindisi now. Looking up in heaven, he sighed and said to him, Ephphatha. He said something. Now, we don't know what he said, but he said whatever he was saying, he was papating his face. He was papating this man's face, okay? So papata is to touch around somebody's face. So typically like Isaac, you remember Isaac when just before he was, just about to die, so he was trying to bless his sons and stuff. So Jacob, when he was trying to bless Jacob, he first papata him, so to verify if it's him, and then Jacob had all the fur, because now Isaac couldn't really see properly, so he papata Jacob to see who he is really, okay? So now you all understand what papa. So Msindisi looked up in heaven and said to him, Ephphatha, said whatever he was saying. But now in this verse here, they're not even saying what he said. So he was, they just say Ephphatha. No, he didn't say Ephphatha. Ephphatha is an action that he was doing. Okay, I made that clear. Let's move on to the 4th. Number 4, make it bigger so I can see what's going on in it. So number 4, Rabboni. Now I've covered this in another video of mine. Okay, Rabboni. That Rabboni is actually Rabboni. It's a clan name. Okay, so Cindy said unto her, Miriam. She turned to herself and said, "Oh, Rabboni." Now they're gonna say, "Would you say master?" No, Rabboni. Don't say master. Okay, Rabboni is a clan name, which is. I'm saying this is clan name. So seemingly he came from the Carboni. I know Carboni. If a Bantu person is from a Carboni clan, they will actually understand that they're from the same clan that Msindisi was from. So Carboni. So that's a clan name. So in a Bantu culture, I put it there. In a Bantu culture, a clan name is used as a gesture for seriousness when addressing a person. So when you're addressing a person on a serious note, you say, "Oh, Carboni." That means now that person, you are really giving a reverend, you are giving it respect. You don't use a first name, use a clan name when you're addressing a person with some utmost respect. Okay, Carboni, yeah, Carboni. So that's what Miriam was saying when he saw him. He said, "Oh, Carboni." She was excited. Okay, so Carboni, that's what they, not Rabono, whatever that is. Carboni, okay, which is a clan name. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Next one, make it bigger. Okay, right. Next one, number 5, is Abba. Okay, he said Abba. Father. All things are possible unto thee. Now, that Abba. Now, let's look at the situation. What was going on in there? Okay, so so y'all can understand with me. Okay, so we can all understand that this is in this situation, in this whole scenario here. He was in the mode of praying for his apostles, praying, blessing them, praying for them to the Father. Okay. Now, you'll understand that when he went up to the mountain of transfiguration, okay, which book of John doesn't cover for some reason or another, I don't know why. But anyway, let me talk about it, even though John don't talk about it. So Dr. Mark, Luke, Matthew, and them copycats, they talk about this event. So this event, Msindisi goes to the Mount of Confirmation. He prays to the Father, okay? And that's a serious scene. Let me call it a scene, okay? That's a serious scene. When he's praying over there, no way that he's just gonna pray for himself. Especially three of his apostles are over there. So Abba means these. So I think Msindisi was also praying for his apostles as part of his prayer. He didn't just pray for himself. Oh, about like let this part curb pass on me or something like that. So the Abba, I think, is part of the prayer that he was saying. But them three copycats, Mark, Luke, Matthew, and they didn't really include the full prayer, whatever he was saying else. Book of John, which is written by the real apostle, not Dr. Luke or somebody who was walking on the street. The book of John doesn't say nothing about this. Maybe they were sworn to secrecy because Msindisi said they mustn't say nothing about what they saw over there. Maybe something, whatever else. But anyway, so I think Msindisi, because now Abba means these. So Msindisi was these that are with me, Bawo. Protect them, be with them, because he was already in the mood of praying for it. Because as soon as he got out there, he went down, he was talking. If you look at the whole verses, or the whole what do you call this now? Not just verse. The in the whole book, the whole chapters from this one, from the Mount. He's all about talking, consoling his 12. It's all about that here. So there's no way he could skip praying for them when he goes to stand in front of the Father, and then maybe Musa and Elijah came on. So he did say these. So Abba means these. So he's part of the prayer that he was saying. So that Abba, Father, I think he said, okay, let me read what I think the original text was before they eliminated everything, and then Book of John just didn't include nothing. So I think, and he said, Abba, Father. Then he said whatever else he was saying about the apostles. And then as part of the prayer, he said, Father, all things are possible unto thee. And then he said everything else that he said. But I think between Abba and Father, between Father and that comma and then all things, there is a whole lot of prayer that he was saying for the 12 apostles. Okay? Because he's saying these, Father, these, bless them, these. Okay? Y'all understand what I'm trying to explain? Okay. Right, let's move on to the next one now. The next one, okay, let me make it bigger, man. Bear with me because I'm working with some other stuff, Okay, Hosanna. Hosanna, I've covered in another video of mine again. So, of Hosanna, it was Ngosana, which means young king or prince. Okay, so Ngosana, prince. There you go. You can see it. So when they were praising him, the last time he was entering Jerusalem, riding that donkey, everybody was praising Hosanna. It was a song. Hosanna, son of David. That's the song. So they were singing Hosanna, which means prince, young king. Okay, not Hosanna. Whoever was listening somewhere far, maybe the soldiers or whoever else, they were hearing a crowd, Hosanna. They think he's saying Hosanna. No, Hosanna means young king. Okay, so you can see it over there. All right, move on to the next one. Now, next one, which is the last one now, before I explain to you what the Aramaic thing is. So, Raca. Now, Raca, hey, it's another. So, Raca, you can pause the video and read. I mean, I don't want to read the whole thing. I'm just circling the words, the Bantu or Aramaic words. So, Raca. Now, this Raca, I'm going to read the whole thing because there's a whole lot of problems with this here. Okay. Now, Raca here. Raca. So that should have read ha. So, because in Bantu, r is pronounced as h. Okay. As you can hear a lot of fake Jews talking about h. So, r is h. Okay. So here, this man, whoever was, okay. Sinisa was saying, if somebody says to his brother, ha, because that's the swear word in Bantu. Okay, if somebody says to you, ha, they are cursing at you. All right. So I don't know why Raca, where they're getting the whole thing, because the swear word is ha. Okay, it ends at ha. All right. But I'll show you something that I stumbled across here on the internet that has this Raca. Okay, which is the ancient Greek. I saw something, but I'll show you just now. So Raca, let me cover these two issues that I was talking about in this passage. Now, ha is the curse word, okay, like I was saying. Right. Now, here is a problem now. It says, but I say unto you that whoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger, okay, of the judgment. Right. Okay. And whoever, now here, focus on this one. And whoever shall say to his brother, Raca, ha, okay, ha, shall be in danger of the council. Right? That's one, problem number one. And then, but whoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger of the hellfire. Why are these two different? Okay. Have you ever asked yourself why Raca is just to the council? Because when you're cursing at your brother saying ha, then it's not a hell. But now when you curse to your brother saying you fool, then you're going straight to hell. Now, why are those two so totally different and so drastically different? All right, because the one is punishable by the council. The council can just, punish you. But then the other one is going straight to hell. Now, let's look at why. All right. Now, boom. Now, when you are saying ha to somebody, ha. Now, you are not saying that person is a ha. You're just cursing, say, ha, this person. So you might just like somebody saying, oh, Jesus, oh, Lord. It's not like you're not telling the person he is Jesus or he is Lord or he's ha. A ha is a Ra is an ancient Egyptian sun god. Let me make it bigger so I can see too. It's an ancient sun god. So if you are if you're saying you're calling this ha, okay, the sun god. Now the council determined your religious status back in the days. Okay, there was Council of Trent, a Council of Laodicea, council. So these councils were bodies that regulated the religious statuses. Okay, so now they will punish you. Either they will, cancel your religious status if you're somebody who was a leader, whatever. They will cancel your status or fire you or whatever. Okay, but the council, it was in the hands of the council to regulate that religious status things. Okay, so if you say ha, you're calling on the sun god. So that's why that ha, Raca or ha, okay, is ha. Now the next one, if you say you fool, now you are telling the person he is a fool. Now a person is created in the image of Sonin, the creator himself. Now if you're saying that person is a fool, who are you saying is a fool? Right? It's the image himself. That is the person you are saying is you fool. He didn't say fool, no, you fool. Okay, you are specific that you are calling this person a fool. No, you cannot do that, saying a person is a fool. All right, because you are making that person an image now, like I've shown you there. Now on the left hand side, that African dude over there, he's in the image of Sonin, like everybody, the natural beings. They're in it. Now the other one is an image of a fool. Now you're saying that the person is a fool. I mean, that's like demeaning or insulting the image of the creator. If you say you fool, you whatever, you are insulting the image. So it's not just fool. Anything that you say a person is, you trip, you this, you that, something that that's insulting the image of a person. Okay, so that is what sends you to hell, according to this line here. Okay, so that's what I wanted you all to understand, that this is serious and this gotta be understood clear, right? Okay, now let's go back to here's another thing that I found out on the internet. about this ha. Okay, now excuse me, Raca. It seems like in Greek it was used as a race, because now this comes a long way. I never want to talk about the Anunnaki stuff anymore, but let me I have to give a bit of a background. Now, here, this picture I found on the internet, okay? So that interpretation up there in English, I put it up myself. For some reason, I just saw, I mean, it was easy for me to understand. I think you can actually figure out that's Greek, and then I put English up on the top. So it says types of races that populated the continent Asia. Okay, so this proves, or this shows, some of the people's researchers, and I've also researched too, that when the Anunnaki came, and not just Anunnaki, let's say the aliens, Greys, Anunnaki, they work in groups now. So what they do, they put their people here on Earth. Okay, they put their people on Earth. Originally, the people that they had put, like the Aborigines, they put people and then they shuffle them out, they take them back again, and then they put a different population that look different, depending on the agenda they're trying to push. Okay, some that will appeal better. Like now, they're making designer babies, designer this. Now, they're pushing a certain agenda. So what they did back in the days, they had everybody brown skin. Even in the times of Cindy, there were no white skinned people. There were no white people here on Earth. Everybody was brown skinned. Now these people were Asians back in the days. Okay, so now for some reason or another, the devils now, the aliens and all those, scientist people that are working together with them aliens, what they've done now, they've changed the skin color of the Asians, and they made them to be looking how they are looking right now, and they put a whole lot of other different species here on Earth, depending on the agenda they're trying to be pushing. Okay, so you'll understand what's going on. So here, this is what I saw. In Greek, it says types of races that populated the continent of Asia. So Rachas, I think that's when the Greek called race. So if somebody is calling you Raca, that means you are a race that is dedicated to Raca. Because now these people, these ancient people, they anciently worshipped this sun. Okay, so even the people who came here, they dedicated them to Ra. Okay, Ra's people, Rakas, a race of people. I don't know if I'm really clear about this. I don't want to make this video too long and dwelling on these things here, but here, yeah. So if somebody calls you Ha, then you know it's a sun dedication, is a sun reference. Okay, so that's a religious thing the council will handle. Okay, but if somebody calls you a fool or a trip or a trash or whatever, they're demeaning the image that you're created in. Okay, which is the image of the creator. Okay, I hope you all understand this now. Okay, now let's go to the long promised thing, that is, why were Bantu called Aramaic? Okay, where's this Aramaic coming from? Okay, so because this came from way back in the days. Now a lot of people still use it today, talking about Aramaic. This is Bantu language, not Aramaic. Okay, so why Bantu are called Aramaic? Let me explain now. And Aram, now a Bantu person will understand what I'm saying. And Aram is Aram. And Aram is a sad, poor, depressed person. It's called an Aram. It's Aram. All right. So back in the days when these pagans came, they were enemies with the children of Israel. So they called them Aram, like Aram people, Aramaic people. Okay, so that's where this word came from. So they were called sad, poor, whatever, all these derogatory kind of names. So they called the Bantu people Arams. So that's where this Aramaic thing came from. So I hope you all understand now. Okay, right. Bye.